Hello from the void, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel and the most dramatic season of The Bachelorette ever. Now don't worry, I'm not going to start uploading every day, it's just that I started recording some of these when I was waiting for the later simtestants to arrive, so I'm a little bit ahead on the editing, which means I can show some of the lovely people who made me their sims, their characters quicker. Last episode we met the first 3 guys and today we're going to meet 4 more. I hope you're excited. Let me know in the comments who your favourites are, and without any further ado, show me the men! Starting out with contestant number 4, Pitaya Lime was made for me by Ginger Llamas. He is squeamish, jealous and self-assured, and he definitely thinks of himself as a little bit of a player. Let's see how he gets on with Miss Satine. He started with his back to her and he's talking about pens. Hopefully pens and not pen 15. Okay though. He thinks she's strong-minded. She thinks he's strong-minded. 2 birds of a feather. That's a good start for them. And now they're chatting about the weather. I mean, it is a classic for a reason. Cerise, hopefully... I keep calling her Cerise. That is Satine. I also apologise in advance. I am going to get people's names wrong. I've got to get used to calling out like 12 Sims that I haven't played with for very long. So I apologise when I get the names wrong. But I'll do my best. Pitaya is now asking what happened. What did happen? Did you break something? Doesn't seem to have. They seem to be getting on pretty well, Mr. Limesicle. I mean, could it be that they're both quite fruity? He's named after a dragon fruit in Portuguese. Fun fact from Ginger. And she is, well, she's just yellow. So she makes me think of bananas. Because I'm original like that. Now, obviously, the impression with Magma is much more important because that divides them onto their Saints or Sinners team. But there will also be a prize for the person that scores most highly across all of this first challenge, which will factor in relationship with Satine and her opinions too. So making a good impression on the best friend is never a bad thing. Not least because she's going to be setting up a bunch of challenges, and if she finds out that he's like fussy about his food or like doesn't like mess, she's definitely a little bit of a prankster. But his time is up. He used the full 60 minutes and now it is time for him to meet Magma. You'll notice here I'm actually in UI cheats. I'm desperately trying to get rid of his confident moodlet, but he is really set on feeling confident. I've used everything I can to cancel it, but I think we're just going to have to let him have that one. I guess go you, Pitaya. Ooh, it doesn't look like it's helped though. He thinks she is unreliable and she thinks he's dramatic. The confidence has actually resulted in the first mutually negative first impression. Oh, and they're not, we've got minus moodlets. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, now you want to know what's happened. Like, what did I do wrong? I mean, she's closed the distance though. She's still into having a chat with him, even if that first chat went bad. Oh, and he's going to complain about his love life. He's like, I don't get what's wrong with me. Look at me. I'm a perfect specimen of a man, but I can't keep a woman. Magma will probably be like, yeah, you don't keep women is why. Oh, and we've got a hug. We've got a hug. Pitaya's gone in with a hug. You go, boy. I mean, really, this is an emotional rollercoaster. It's definitely the most dramatic first impression we've had to date. But we've still got the, the nina duck hands. I don't really know what to call that. I think it's like goofing off, but they're just literally like na. Magma doesn't like rain. Well, I do, so you're wrong. I will say for Pitaya, he has managed to claw it back onto like positive relationship gain, despite having a negative moodlet. I think towards Magma, we'll count that up at the end. And that first like interaction also being negative, they're now on a positive roll and we are out of time. Okay, 18 friendship gain. That's not terrible. In fact, I think it's actually second so far. It's just Bucky obviously did super well. And we have got 2 positive moodlets, but I think if we go down to the end, that's a regular one. Yeah, okay, we have got a negative one, so he gets +1 net. Don't mind me just moving my teleporters around. I'm not going to try and hide these from you because there's too much to do without them. Introducing contestant number 5, Beau Cerulean, a romantic animal lover recycled disciple made for me by Snowball Simmer, who is on TikTok. Links as before will be in the description. And Beau is definitely cooler than you. That's his entire vibe. Let's see how he gets on with Satine. You are the sun. Okay, well, she like that. She thinks he's responsible, but he thinks she is pretentious. A lot of people thinking Satine is pretentious, and they're not completely wrong, but Beau is also definitely pretentious from what I've had in his bio that Snowball sent to me. Overall though, this chat's going pretty well. They're feeling confident, they're feeling valued, they're feeling good, they're standing outside. He's asking about her. I really want to know what this ask what happened interaction is. Is it them being like, so tell me about the other contestants, tell me about Magma? Or are they like, did something happen in front of the house that we haven't seen that are asking about? Who knows? Not I. Video games, that I understand much more clearly. Although I wouldn't have had Beau down as the video games. Oh, Satine's wandered off. Chase her down, Beau. Come on, you can do it. Looks like Magma's dancing somewhere off screen. Get it, girl. Beau seems quite happy just to stand in the rain. He's maybe communing with nature. Maybe Satine said something mean about a hamster and he held that against her, because definitely feel like he's someone that wouldn't forgive super easily. But hopefully all will go well with the Bachelorette. Hey, cheese to meet you. That was a pun. Did you like it? Okay, he doesn't like her. He thinks she's egocentric. I mean, she did start a Bachelor challenge and she thinks he's responsible. Weird Beau just doesn't really like anyone, except for animals and the earth, I think. But maybe Magma will be a grower, not a shower for him. He has immediately actually acquired the charisma skill, which is pretty good going, so he must have used the charismatic interaction. Oh, and he's going in for a hug. Maybe he's into like energy exchange. I'm going to be trying to get a feel for the characters so I can sort of narrate this in a fun way going forward, and it's so easy because people have put a lot of effort into giving them like fun personalities, like really cool looks, and also sending me little bios and a little questionnaire so I can make good choices for their sons whilst they're in my game. And for now, Beau is making good choices. Despite his initial dislike of Magma, he isn't being mean to her, which is good. Actually, no one's been mean to her yet. He's asking what happens and doing duck hands, but we expect this at this point. As long as he doesn't, you know, drop kick her or scream in her face, we're probably all good. And it looks like he has been assigned the caregiver personality archetype, which suits him as like an animal rescuing sort. Magma is fishing for compliments, which does seem to be going over okay, although it kind of stalled the conversation for a little bit and they just stood and stared at each other. And time is up. 26 points. I think that is our new lead. Beau, good work. You might not think much of Magma, but you still remembered what you were here to do. Good job, boy. He also gets 1 point from the flattered moodlet that Magma has from where she fished for a compliment. So Beau is Team Saint and our new relationship leader. Can contestant number 6, Emerald Masquerade, do anything about it? He is a childish party animal and an art lover who was made for me by My Heart Sims, who will be linked in the commentaries down below. And let us get him in to meet Satine. Seems kind of appropriate they're meeting in the bar. He's probably like, woo, party! Can I get a drink? And the answer is no. Satine thinks he is in dreamland and he thinks she is interesting. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. I wonder if he's going to try and get on the bar at any point. I mean, I know they can't dance on the bar, but like make himself a drink. It's right there. It must be so distracting. He's definitely very animated, but he is looking at Satine's schedule that she seems pretty hyped to show him. She's like, you have no idea how much I have to manage getting this Bachelorette challenge done. And he's like, that's kind of boring. Okay. He wants to attend a party. Well, if you play your cards right, this house could be kind of a party, but gotta keep your eyes on the prize, honey boy. And right now, the prize is making Magma's best friend believe that you're interested in her funny story about divorce. And then showing her your duck hand and talking about romance. I mean, cool. Whatever works for you, bro. He has developed the Jester personality archetype. That's from Slice of Life, but he has lost Satine. She has wandered off, I think, to go watch TV. You gonna do anything about it, Emerald? Are you gonna do anything at all? Or are you just gonna stand there looking pretty for a while? Stand there. Oh, he's queued something up, but unfortunately he's out of time. It's time to go meet Magma. Hey girl, you look like a CD. Don't know what that was supposed to be. Ooh, and we've got a double positive. Emerald thinks Magma is admirable and she thinks he's sophisticated. Maybe the CD one-liner was actually really witty. I just wasn't fast enough to think of anything that wasn't like, hey, you want to see my D? But for the time being, they seem to be having some fairly emphatic conversations. She's doing a lot of like throwing her arms around and asking for compliments. Typical Magma. She definitely wants to be sure that all of the men are here for her. And at the moment we have an awkward silence. Do-do-do-do. The silence is awkward. It's still awkward. Okay, we're back on track. We are chatting, things are good. Magma is expressing something about commitment phobia. She is not a commitment phobe, she is just someone that has impossibly high standards in relationships. And Emerald is going to have to learn to deal with that in his heart-shaped boxes or otherwise. I always find trying to like decipher what the speech bubbles say kind of funny, but I mean, ultimately ridiculous. That it's, I mean, we're talking about pants, we're talking about tanks. I can't make sense of The Sims, it makes no sense. So you're just going to have to bear with me making things up until I have a good sense of each character. Okay, Emerald did really well. Despite the long silence, he got 25 points, which is really good going. He also gets 2 moodlet points from Deep Connection, and it's going great. So that's a very solid score for our green little friend. And without further ado, let's switch back over to Satine. And our final bachelor of the night, contestant number 7, Maraschino's Sunrise. Known as Schino, he is a proper neat bookworm who is made by Frolicking Gnomes, who has a lovely channel here on YouTube, link below as per. And he is a sand-hating, romance-writing homebody who has literally never really been away from his family before and has never been in love. He also is a proper sim, so you'll notice he gives respectful introductions, and he doesn't like Satine. Again, he thinks she is immature, but she thinks Schino is proper and polite. Fun fact about Schino, Morgan actually won my Sims 3 Bachelorette challenge back in 2016, and this character is theoretically that winner's son, so his dad would have met his mum in a Bachelor challenge like years and years and years ago. In reality, there's no actual link, so he doesn't get any preferential treatment, but a little fun tidbit for you there. And him and Satine are not getting on. That negative first impression is really causing issues between the two of them. I also think Satine would probably be quite wary of Schino, because the idea of someone that is like linked to a previous season coming back and like maybe not for the right reasons trying to pursue her friend would not sit well with her. Obviously Schino has done nothing to deserve that, but he's got such a sad little baby face. He hasn't got a face like a small red cheese. But he and Satine are actually not getting on at all. Fortunately, they're out of time, and it's now time for him to go and respectfully introduce himself to Magma. He's also going for grilled cheese, and it seems to have worked for him. She thinks he is responsible, and he thinks she is independent and capable. Don't know why she sat down to Beau. Pretty sure that's not how it's meant to go, but he's starting out by talking to her about busts. Hopefully art busts and not heaving bosoms like he would find in his romance stories, but given that she isn't super offended, either she liked it or he was just being super polite. Probably the latter, given he is a proper sim. I feel like Schino might be one of the sims that struggles the most in the house, because other people's behaviour is definitely going to have an impact on him. Possibly even more annoying than sand. The backstory there is that he is from Solani, but he hates sand, so he's come to the Bachelorette to escape the evil that is sand and talk about himself to the Bachelorette. You've been pulling an all-nighter apparently. Oh, Magma, where are you going? Stop please. I've cancelled off her like walk-away interactions to make her stay in the room with him, but it's on them to re-establish a connection. They shouldn't have any needs to meet because I've been like filling those by cheating to make it fair, and also you'll notice there's not like any distractions in Magma's room. There are in Satine's, so in theory she should be just willing to stay and chat, but she's gone behind the curtain, and I mean she can come back, but I don't think she's going to make it in time. I think Schino might be out of luck. Oh, sorry buddy, but to be fair, 23 is still a really respectable score, so he can be proud of himself, and I think he got 1 moodler, which is not bad going at all. And thus concludes part 2 of Meet the Bachelors. We have met Pitaya, we have met Beau, we have met Emerald, we have met Maraschino. Let me know in the comments who you like best. A lot of love for Bucky in the chat yesterday, but has anyone displaced Bucky in your heart, or are you waiting for our final 3 who we will meet in the next part, as well as getting some results and then getting on with the game? Thank you so much for watching. If you want to think about subscribing, leave me some love, leave me a comment. I always reply. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you, love you, bye!